Hello parents, I just wanted to make a video here to explain how my class works, this integrated math 2 class that your student is in. It's a brand new way that I've never taught before, and it's all internet based, and they are lessons, or what in the game world we call quests. Quests are lessons. Students just go through a series of quests that I have created on my own. Everything in this class has been 100% made by myself, and I'll show you how this class works. The environment for this integrated math 2 class is at 3dgamelab.org. It's a website, so your student can actually do this at home. They also need to have GeoGebra. I'm going to write that here. You also need to go to geogebra.org, and this website will allow you to get our math software that we use to do mathematics with in this class. So those are the two main things that we need. They will also need a compass and a straight edge and a protractor if they don't have one at home. They're cheap and easy to get, and also some students can borrow some from me if need be. So here's how the process works in this class. The students start a quest. Depending on the quest, they take notes on it. There's a video lesson, or my lecture, so to speak, on there. And then they complete the quest by doing the submission details. Each quest has directions of what they need to do to complete the quest. It's like doing an assignment. And then they need to send that quest to me, and I approve it. So I look at what they wrote and approve it, or I return it to them. And then the returning allows them to fix their mistakes. So the idea of this new style of teaching is a progress-based mastery concept. So if the student doesn't do it right the first time, or the second time, or the third time, then I just keep sending it back until they do the assignment right. Then they get to move on, which can slow them down from other kids, but it's okay because it's self-paced. And I'll talk about grades in a second. For me to approve an assignment, they must get at least an 80% on each assignment. So I'm forcing your student to get at least a B minus for their grade. Okay, so right now, most of my students are A students. So your student probably has an A right now in my class. But here's the catch, or the kicker, that it's a progress-based class. So since they're getting that 80% or higher, I'm forcing them to get that B minus. But at each quarter, I'm going to take a percentage. So I'm going to say, all right, students need to have been at this quest or this assignment by now. And in the grade book, what I'm going to do is take their total number of points that they actually have at that moment, and I'm going to divide it by the amount of points that they should be at to get it 100%. So, if your student is halfway done with all the stuff that they should be at, they're going to get a 50% of the grade that they're showing. If they're at like 75% of what they should be at, they're going to get a 75% of the grade that's showing. If they're right where they need to be, or ahead even of the assignment that I cut off at the quarter, then they're going to get 100% of the grade that they have. So I'm forcing kids to work at a pace, but they're working at their own pace, if that makes sense. I just need to make sure that all the kids are moving so that we can do unit tests together. And that's another thing that I didn't write on here. We will be taking unit tests together as a class, even if your student hasn't got to that material yet. So they need to be motivated to work. But because it is internet based, and they get these two, they get GeoGebra and they can get to 3dgamelab, then they can get caught up at home or outside of my class as well. But right now, if a student's on task or on track, there really is no homework outside of this class. They are working in class. So it's pretty neat. Let's take a look at what explain what I just said. So this is the 3dgamelab environment. Okay, they have their name, their username. So they're unanimous in my class, or anonymous, with their username they chose. Okay, but here are the quests. So right now this student has 5 quests that they can get done. So if they want to choose one, say perpendicular bisector theorem, then they click on the quest. It gives them a little bit of a short description of what the quest is about, and if they want to start it, they just click Start Quest. So now this is what their quest is. I give them objectives of what they're going to learn from the quest or the lesson, and then they need to read. So they're going to watch this video that explains the connections of reflections to isosceles triangles. Keep symmetry in mind because symmetry is the basis of our geometric world. So they're going to click on this little YouTube video that I made. So sorry, that was probably really loud. It was to me. So they're watching my lessons. They need to be taking notes on this stuff. Okay. Now each quest at the bottom has submission details. So this is their assignment to pass the quest. So this one, for example, says, using the picture below, write your thinking about why these two statements must be true. Why is triangle ABC isosceles? Why is this point C considered to be a reflection of point B? So then what they do is they're going to come up here and click complete. It gives them the same submission details again, but it gives them a little dialog box that they can give me screenshots, they can give me links, they can also write their thoughts. So they would say, like, number 1, it is isosceles because, and blah blah blah. So then they submit their quest. And you hear that little sound there? That means that the quest has been completed. I'm asking them to help me out with completion time. How long did that take them? So that, you know, we can get a good average for later years. Or if they don't want to be helpful, they just click no thanks. Okay. Now on my side, right now it's saying pending approval because it's waiting for me to approve it. So then on my side, I just look at what they wrote, and then if it's good enough for me, I just approve it, and then they just move on to the next quest. And then if it's not good enough, I click return and I type a little bit of what I would like to see or why it didn't get approved, and then they just retry and send it back at me, and that's the process. Just so you know, in class, I am approving quests, and I'm also helping individual students. And I've really enjoyed this new style because I get to know your student and know really what they are understanding, what they're not, versus lecture where I'm trying to keep, 25 kids going at the same pace. So super effective, I believe, at this point. Your student may not be a huge fan because I am making them work. So anyways, that is how this class works. That's how the grades work. At the end of the quarter, please don't be surprised if that A grade that your student has takes a dip because it's due to their progress. Are they working hard enough? Okay. So if you have any more questions, I would be happy to chat with you about that. So thank you, and I hope this made sense.